I was one thing I will ask you, and I'm sorry if this sounds like I'm sort of uh, sort of catching you off guard. Do you have a sort of top five go-to selection of records, or if you're on a desert island, are there five records you'd take with you if that were the
Hmm.
only record music?
Let me think. Well, how about I just name a few records off the top of my head that I really like? How about we just call it like and stuff that maybe your audience should check out.
That's a plan. That's a
Um, uh, ever Sly and the Family Stone album called Fresh.
right.
Okay, do you know it?
Nope. I know Sly and the Family Stone, or know of them. No,
Yeah, yeah, you might want to check that out. That album could almost be considered the bitches brew of funk. It's an amazingly moody album with just incredible writing and grooves. Sly was a genius. Um, Let me think. My Song by Keith Jarrett, Keith Jarrett Quartet. It's called My Song.
no idea.
It was in his heyday. It would be considered slightly more for Keith commercial because a number of the tracks on the record are very melodic and have a more normal song structure. I should stop with the quotes all the time. Sorry about that. Yeah. Let's see. Okay, so My Song. What did I name off? My Song, Fresh. Is that all I've said so far? Was there another one I mentioned?
Just the two.
Just the two. Let me do. Let me think. All right, you did put me on the spot. I mean, I want to name things that'll be really interesting for people and different, and so I want another minute or two on that front in the back of my mind. Okay.
Okay.
Um, all right, ask me something else.
Will there be more trifecta to come in the future?
Well, we're looking at trying to do some stuff live in 2025. We're taking a serious look at that, and there's actually some possible plans afoot. So fingers crossed. If we pull that off, then I'm sure we'll eventually do another project. I would like to do three. We need to do one more. We need one more. I think we need a yellow one now.
Yeah.
So
Was it?
but long story short, I really do think that we uh, came up with a bizarre combination of things that somehow works,
Yeah.
and I think that's what's cool about it.
Was it always going to be trifecta, not quadraphonic or something like that? Was there only ever three of you in the equation?
Oh, I see what you're saying. Yeah, pretty much, right? That was the initial idea, and we actually came up with the idea. I mean, the name idea, of kicking stuff around while we're still out on tour.
Hmm.
So, and we even did a little photo shoot before because we knew we were going to do something.
Yeah.
So we did it. We took some pictures and stuff. Well, I'm glad we did that because then the pandemic hit. Yeah, I'm still trying to think of another record though. Sorry.
Oh, great. Oh, no.
Um,
Have to.
okay. Oh, I know. I got it. I got it for you. I got it. Okay. A trifecta. We have we have Keith Jarrett, My Song, Sly and the Family Stone, Fresh, and Weather Report, Tail Spinning.
Right.
I don't. You probably have that album.
Yeah.
Right. Weather Report is I went through a whole renaissance recently with Weather Report all over. They've always been one of my favorite bands, but now I'm convinced that they're probably the best electric jazz group ever. I mean, that's not that daring of a statement to make actually, but I didn't force myself, but I chose to listen to in all my casual listening since last July until a few weeks ago. I listened to nothing but Weather Report.
Oh my God. Really?
Only, yeah. Well, there's 16 albums and plus a live album and a couple live compilations.
Yeah.
And I wanted to get to the point where I heard a song and I knew what album it come from because they have a lot of material and they covered a lot of styles over a long time. 15 years, 16 albums. That's a proper run.
Hmm.
And almost all of them are brilliant.
Yeah.
And they're all different. And the Jocko years are amazing, but they get a little bit uh, over I don't want to say overrated, but more attention than
Aren't they?
I'm sorry, I just lost you.
They're the ones that people tend to focus on.
Right. He was, I mean, he was such a important, influential character. But I mean, the albums they made after Domino Theory, Procession, forget about it. Albums they made right before, like I said, Tailspin, Mysterious Traveler. These are amazing albums. Also, I like them just as much as any of the Jocko era stuff. But I can go on and on about Weather Report. But make that the takeaway: Weather Report, Keith Jarrett, and Sly.
And then your final two, I'm going to put down as your trifecta records. So fragments. People may not have heard them. You know, I think it's important that people do.
Okay, let me give you another one. Spectrum by Billy Cobham.
Okay, we'll do that.
That's one of my most important records. I mean, the way Jan Hammer plays on that, his whole mini moog style, that record is part of my DNA. So we'll add that one. We're slowly building a nice little pile here. All right, I'll give one more obvious and easy one. I think the Beatles are amazing, and Rubber Soul is such an amazing record. So I'll throw in Rubber Soul. Listen, I'll take the easy way out and name the Beatles.
Perfect, absolutely perfect.
But Rubber Soul, the album, the song, The Word, the end of the first side. Man, that sounded like it could have been recorded yesterday. That is grooving and it sounds great. And I don't know, man. Those guys were really.
You're absolutely right. Great music is timeless. And I think that's how a lot of music is judged. So some stuff sounds ever so dated when you hear it now. It's stuff from the 60s. Oh, it sounds very 60s. And you kind of, you know what you mean by that. It has a sound. Or some of the stuff from the 80s has got a very
80s especially. Yeah.
And the sort of the Roland D50 sound, which is sort of everywhere. Yeah. You hear it everywhere. And but
straight ahead jazz from the 60s does not get dated sounding, ironically. No. You know, you listen to John Coltrane, A Love Supreme, and that sounds also like it could have been recorded yesterday.
But I think I'm sort of thinking more about like mainstream music that was sort of chart.
Right. Oh, I say popular music. Yes, it's very dated. You can date things very easily.